Glorified be your name, Abba Yahweh O Elohim. Glorified be Mashiach Yahweh Shai. Glorified be Rakakadash. And greetings to all the peoples of all nations. They love the Most High. They know, they believe they were the Orionites. First of all, before I continue with Luke 23, I'm going to go to Judges chapter 3:20 and let you know where my lineage comes from. My grandma, her name was Elodia, okay? And we come from a place called San Antonio Pajonal, which is the border of Guatemala and El Salvador. But I grew up on the right hand side of the Savior. Salvador means Savior, okay? And you could trace my lineage back to Eloy, back to Othoniel, you know what I'm saying? which was a judge from Zebulon, which means lion of the Most High, a lion of the Most High, and it could trace back to also to Elod, you know what I'm saying, the light. You know what I'm saying? That's why my grandma's name was Elodia. You know what I'm saying? And mine means waters of stream. And that's why we're in green, for green pastures and for acceptance of everybody that's righteous. Okay? Unlike these other liars, man. You know what I'm saying? And so I'm going to read a little bit part of that, man. You know what I'm saying? Just so you know. And just like that volcano that just erupted right there where I come from, you know what I'm saying? In the border of Guatemala and Salvador, so am I going to erupt in the righteous words of the Messiah, man. So that everybody could be accepted and break bonds of people of wickedness, people like GMS. Okay, Othoniel, the Israelites did what was evil in the sight of Yahweh O Elohim, forgetting the Most High, the Elohim, and worshiping the Baals and the asteroids. Yeah, because these are sun and moon worshiping demons, man. Therefore, the anger of the Most High was kindled against Israel, and he sold them into the hands of kings of Cushan and the hands of Aramarians 8 years. But when the Israelites cried out to the Most High, he raised up and delivered for them Othoniel, son of Kenaz, Caleb's younger brother. Yeah, man, my heritage, man. I'm straight Mayan heritage, man. Where's your heritage at, Cossack? And then the Spirit of the Most High came upon him, and he judged Israel, and he went out to war, and the Most High gave the king of Cusham and Aram into his hands, and his hands prevailed over Cusham, and his sovereign had rest for 40 years. Then Othoniel, son of Kenaz, died, man. Yeah, man, that's my first forefather, man. I'm straight from pure Mayan descendant, man, without a question. That's why my knowledge is so strong and beyond what you could ever comprehend, Cossack, man. It ain't about me, it's about the people, man. It's about the message of our Father, man. Okay, and then look, and then after this, look, after him, Elon, okay, he's the lion, you know what I'm saying, of light, of Zebulon, which my great grandma was named Elodia, and she was a straight indigenous person right there in the boundaries of a river and some pyramids in the heart of Mayan nation, man, of days way back that you don't even comprehend, man. And he judged Israel 10 years. Then Elon the Zebulite died and was buried in Arjan in the land of Zebulon. Well, you know, I'm gonna leave it at that in the sense that when I read earlier that, the widow only gave 2 pennies. Yeah, man, I come of the descendants of 2 great judges, man. You know what I'm saying? And I'm gonna do something for my heritage later, man. The song of Deborah, man, for my 2 judges. And when my ancestors were in power, there was peace throughout the whole earth and throughout all Israel, man. That's where the mines, man, fountains, waters of healing, man, and green pastures, man. That place is all green when you see it from the skies, man. You don't know, man. You don't know nothing, man. My people, man, were amongst the first, man, from the Orionite nation, man. Things that you will never understand, man. And we were here, in peaceful unison, man, to bring forth people, man. You know what I'm saying? Man, people come out, all nations, man, come out of forsaking bullshit like GMS, man. Wicked ass demons, man. Let's proceed. Now, Yahweh Shai before Pilate, before the moon, man. Then the assembly rose as a body and brought Mashiach before Pilate, the silver Pilate moon. They began to accuse him. We found this man perverted in our nation, forbidding us to pay taxes, and emperor saying that he himself is the Messiah and the king. Then Pilate asked him, "Are you the king of the Jews?" And he answered, "You say so. I come in the name of the king of the earth, man." Then Pilate said to the chief priests and crowd, "I find no basis for an accusation against this man." But they were insistent and said, "Stir up the people by teaching throughout all Judea and Galilee, to all nations, where he began even to this place, to this day, man." And then Mashiach before Herod, man, the Spirit of Mashiach went through all these things from last night's moon to today's fucking sun garbage, man. And then Pilate heard this and asked whether the man was a Galilean, and when he heard that he was under Herod's jurisdiction, he sent him off to Herod and was himself of Jerusalem at the time. When Herod saw Mashiach, he was very glad, for he had been wanting to see him for a long time. because he had heard about him and was hoping to see him perform signs. He questioned him at some lengths, but Mashiach gave him no answer. Then the chief priests and the scribes stood before him, accused him. Even Herod, when his soldiers threatened him with contempt and mocking him, and he put elegant robes on him and sent him back to Pilate. That same day, Herod and Pilate became friends with each other. Before this, they had been enemies. Yeah, man, basically, because, I was silent for this whole morning, man, under the sun's watch, because these watchers, say they're accusers of our brethren, man. But these are things that people like GMS have, it's above their heads, man. They don't teach. You know what I'm saying? They work on the left-hand side, man. They're wicked as demons, man. I come from pure waters, man, from Mayan descent, man. Where's your proclamation at, fool? Now, let's go see. Mashiach sentenced to death, man. Yeah, I was sentenced to death earlier to my father Rising, man. My father Ori, man, with the gold scepter. Pilate then called together the chief priests, the leaders, and the people, and said to them, "You brought me this man as one who was perverting the people, and where have I examined him in your presence, and have found this man guilty of any of your charges against him? Neither he has Herod or him sent him back to us. Indeed, he has done nothing to deserve death. I will therefore have him flogged and released." Yeah, man, and the son's eye, man, saying he was waiting for me to do some more erring, man, but I brought back, man. Then they all shouted out together, "Away with the fellows, and release Barnabas for us." Yeah, release criminals like Kazak and them. They spread hate and misdoctrines, man. That's what you and that's what you follow. 40 something thousand. You know what I'm saying? But Pilate wanted to release and address them again, saying, but they kept shouting, "Crucify him, crucify him." A third time they said to him, Why? What evil has he done? I have found in him no ground for the sentence of death. I will therefore have him flogged and then released him." But they kept urging and demanding and shouting that he should crucify them, for the words and for their voices prevailed. But so Pilate gave his verdict that their demand should be granted. He released the man, asked him who had been persecuted and insurrected, and he handed Mashiach over as they wished. Okay, man, this is up to y'all, man, because I come in the spirit of Mashiach and in the spirit of my heritage, you know what I'm saying, and of the Father, man. If you people choose to not listen to my message and go and follow, people like Kazak and them, and that's on you guys, man. The son, he's washed his hands, man. So now it's you following them wicked people, and your blood will be on them. But that's whatever, man. Now it says the crucifixion of the Most High. As they had led him away, they seized a man, Simon, a Syrian, who was committed from the country, and they laid the cross on him, and he made him carry behind Mashiach. A great number of people followed him, and among them were women who were beating their breasts and waiting for him. But Mashiach turned to them and said, "Daughter of Jerusalem, do not weep for me, but weep for yourselves and for your children, for the day are surely coming when they will say, Blessed are the barren and the women that never bore, and the beasts and the breasts that never nursed. Then they will begin to say to the mountains, Fall on us, and the hills cover us, for they do not. So they do this when the wood is green, when will happen when it is dry." Yeah, exactly, man. And see, man, if I be my father, man, I just said that, man. See, like, I'm that man, you know what I'm saying? I'm that man, they just carrying the cross of Mashiach, because I'm not Mashiach, I'm carrying his cross, and I'm trying to wake up multitudes of people who are bearing children that are pregnant, that are about to be reborn spiritually, you know what I'm saying? And I'm saying that, woe to you if you follow and believe crap of people like Kazak and GMS and all these other fake doctrines did. And see, and while the pastors are green, see, green of acceptance, green pastors, because when they dry up, then that's it, man. You know what I'm saying? Our forefathers are gonna bomb on this place, man. Now, two others also who were criminals were led away to be put to death with him. When they came to the place that is called the Skull, they crucified Mashiach there with the criminals, one on his right and one on his left. Then Mashiach said, "Father, forgive them, for they do not know what they are doing." And they cast lots to divide his clothing, and the people stood by watching. But the leaders scoffed at him, saying, He saved others. Let him save himself if he is Messiah of the Most High, his chosen one. The soldiers also mocked him, coming up and offering him sour wine, and saying, "If you are the king of Hebrews, save yourself." There was also an inscription over him, "This is the king of Hebrews." One of the criminals who was hanging there kept rewriting him and saying, "Are you not the Messiah? Save yourself." But the others rebuking him, saying, "Do you not fear the Most High, since you are under the same sentence of the condemnations, and we indeed have been condemned, justified, for we are getting what we deserve to our deeds? But this man has done nothing wrong." Then he said, "Mashiach, remember me when you come into the kingdom." He replied, "Truly I tell you, today you will be in paradise." Yeah, man, those other two was me and you, Kazak, man. know what I'm saying? Because you made me err, man, and saying, and you killed the spirit of Mashiach within me. But I rose up this morning, and I told him to forgive me, and that I believe in him and to remember me, and that's why I'm doing this work, man. But you, no, you're just a mocker and a scoffer, man, like the rest of your clan, man. The death of Mashiach. It was now about noon, and darkness came over the whole land until 3 in the afternoon, while the sun's light failed. Yeah, your sorcery failed. While the sun's light failed, and the curtains of the temple was torn in two. Then Mashiach cried out with a loud voice, saying, Father, it is your hands I command my spirit. Having said this, the brethren breathed his last breath, and when he centurion, when he Syrian saw what he had taken place, he surprised Mosiah and said, Certainly this man was innocent. And when the crowd who had gathered there saw this spectacle had taken place, they returned home beating their breasts, but all his acquaintances, including the women following him and Galilee, stood distant watching these things, man. Yeah, man, so you better take choice now, man, because I'm not saying that I know, man, but today is a very crucial day, man, before sundown, man. Better recognize, man, you know what I'm saying? Are you going to be, because maybe, I'm not saying so, but maybe, the spirit of the Most High is already going to close the door, so you're going to be like me on the verge of death and try to redeem yourself, or you're going to be a scoffer and like wicked people like a sock. The burial of Mashiach, man. Now there was a good and tenacious man named Joseph who was a member of the council. He had agreed to their plans and actions, came from the Jewish town Arimathea, and he was reigning respectably in the kingdom of the Most High. Yeah, man, my heritage, my people, mine, man. This man went to Pilate and asked for the body of Mashiach. Then they took it down, wrapped it in linen, and laid it in the rocks huge tomb. No one had ever been laid. It was their day of preparation. Yeah, 2 days of their preparation, man. And Sabbath, see, yeah, man, it's about the Sabbath about to end. It was beginning, and the woman who had come with him from Galilee, yeah, Sabbath about to begin, man, when the moon rise, right, like on this evening, man. And Galilee, not yet, and they saw the tomb, and his body was laid. Then they turned and prepared spices and ornament. Yeah, man. Like right now, on the Sabbath, they rested according to the commandment, man. Now the resurrection. Then I'm gonna leave it at that right now, man, because I'm gonna do chapter 24 in a little bit, and then I'll do 1 or 2 chapters in remembrance of my heritage, man. So man. I hope you people wake up, man, and see, man, that we're working fiercely and recognize that the window's really closing, man. The multitude, you know what I'm saying? It's a big window, man. You know what I'm saying? And narrow really is the path. Shalom.